Welcome back. So I thought it's time for an update to address why Truant, my 1978 Bedford ex-school bus, is subsequently truant from all of the recent videos. And, well, where do we begin? As there's no good way to do this, let's start at the front door. When I brought Truant, it had a brand new certificate of fitness the day before. Took it in 6 months later and expected the usual minor maintenance, which, yeah, I kind of got. I picked up the bus from my mechanic on Friday, it's now Sunday, and she drives like a dream. Let's do an unboxing. Mine's a very sad looking centre bearing. We now have a brand new front axle, completely rebuilt from wheel to wheel. The kingpins are the thing that was absolutely flogged. It's neither here nor there. What I didn't expect is where I'm sitting now, and even the driver's seat are in fact illegal. This is where the process has become quite long-winded. It has been in for an inspection as part of the investigation as to how we've ended up in this situation.
So, is that one there and that one there?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And then the other will be, here's obviously one here,
That one there?
I believe, and then the other one will be
Okay.
inside the,
Okay.
potentially inside the toolbox. There's a legislation change in late 2003, 2004, which saw motorhomes must have seatbelts for each berth. Truant is a 4-berth, we have 6 seats, its loading certificate is for a 6-seater. The loading certificate change and the fit out was completed about 9 months after the legislation change. So therefore it doesn't fall under the grandfather clause of having been built before that. It is now the 3rd of April. And I've just taken the bus to Palmerston North for an inspection by the heavy vehicle engineer who's going to do the certification and relevant modifications. I have to do quite a bit of the prep work myself so that when they get in here they can do engineer type things, and also so they can not set fire to it. With that, it's time to get into it. So I'm labelling where all the screws have come from, though they will most likely be replaced with stainless when I come to put it back together, because neater. About 3 hours into completely ruining the inside of Truant. Now, part of the issue that I have is these integrated seat belts must be removed. It's a great deal more expensive to get the floor reinforced to suit the seats with integrated belts. The problem being is that, as you can see, I have to remove the seat base and everything else to be able to get the seat belts out. Unless I cut them, there's nothing actually wrong with the seat belts, so that seems like a waste. One of the reasons I'm doing away with some of this wall lining is all of this dust. So hopefully there's a better solution. Not sure what it'll be yet, but I'm sure we'll find out by the end of this. Because I'm pulling all the wall linings, I think it's going to ultimately end up in a bit of a redecorating of the front, because it's going to far too much effort not to. Removing the seat belts is not a small task. One of the positives with this method is I don't have to climb underneath the bus on the side of the road and try and be in the bus and out of the bus to move the entire seat box. Because this seat is different and the bolts are mounted under here, I had to resort to stripping all of the enclosure. It's left me kind of past the point of being reasonable. Don't get me wrong, I love an old shitbox as much as the next guy, but if there's one thing I've learned with all of my experience of old shitboxes is there's always been somebody there before you, and Nothing is ever the same twice. From mismatched screws and bolts to ugly wiring, nothing is the same. So next time you look at somebody driving their old shitbox, the fantasy is always better than the reality. And even if it's not, it is. So that was the better part of half an hour, 25 minutes, to remove the seatbelt from one seat. Having done these two already, this one actually took a little bit less work. I didn't have to completely dismantle the seat, but it's quite a significant job. In the weeks following, this project ground to a halt, mostly on the part of the engineer that had instructed me to dismantle the bus, ceasing to communicate after multiple emails, visits, and so on. This saga will continue in part 2 of Ejector Seats, coming soon. So, that's why Truant has been Truant. But do not fear, she is coming back, and I'm looking forward to taking it on a couple of good road trips and ultimately chilling out, because I think I need to do that after this.